Hey makers, if you just started your embroidery journey, here is a perfect beginner-friendly video for you to show you 4 simple beginner stitches that can have you create beautiful embroidery projects. I created these on my own. I don't have a lot of experience in embroidery. I printed them off my computer, traced them from a window, and I did this kind of song lyrics, music inspiration for some of these that I did, but really simple and really easy to do and really fun hobby to start. Here is one that I need to finish. I love Disney, so I can't wait to do this in all of the dark blue and light blue hues. Here's what you need: a simple embroidery hoop. I'm going to link some down below. These are very budget friendly, only a few dollars. You can buy them online or at your local craft store. Get some great scissors. Get one of these needle flossers. Now these will help you add the thread to all of your needles. Get some embroidery thread, and even these little square organizers. If you feel like winding up all your embroidery thread on those, it'll help you organize that. And of course, some needles. Don't worry about getting multiple needles, just get a few to start off. Okay, we are going to start with the back stitch. You're going to be using this a lot in beginner projects. Okay, we're going to come up for 1. Then we're going to go down for 2, just a little bit beside it. You want to just keep all your stitches even. So down for 2. And then we're going to come back up for 3, just keeping it the same distance and the same length as your stitches. And now we're going to go back down in that second stitch that we made there. So down for 4. So now you've already created this motion, so we are going to just go back up, again keeping in mind the length of the stitch and the distance from each other. And we're going to go back down to that previous stitch that's right beside it there. And that is the back stitch. That's how simple it is. The back stitch is perfect for letters. I use this all the time when I'm doing letters. And if you look up the back split stitch, you're able to do curves perfectly. So when you're doing cursive writing or things that have round corners, like writing the letter O, the back split stitch is perfect because you can get those curves. So that's something to look up. But the back stitch, that's really it. Okay, now on to the split stitch. We're going to come up for 1. This is going to be very similar to how you start the back stitch. And then we are going to go down for 2. Again, keeping in mind the distance always so that everything can be even. And what we're going to do is bring it up for 3, just like we did the back stitch. But instead of going back down for 4 into that stitch, we're going to go in between 1 and 2. So you want to split that stitch, which is why it's called split stitch. So we're going to go down in between there. So we're going to continue that pattern throughout. So we're going to go up again, keeping in mind the distance and the length of your stitches. And then when we come back down, we are going to go in between the stitch that is right beside it there. And that is your split stitch. You'll notice the back and the split stitch are very common in beginner-friendly embroidery projects, but that is really it. Really super simple and easy to do. Okay, now we're going to be using the stem stitch. We're going to come up for 1, we're going to go down for 2, and the key here is not to pull completely through. We're going to do it almost about halfway, and then we're going to come up in between the 1 and the 2. So right in between there, and notice how I'm kind of leaning towards the left. I hold it with my left thumb because I want it to stay in that direction. So you're going to continue that way, go down right beside it. You're not going to pull through all the way. You're just going to stretch that out just so that you can get to the middle, pull it through the middle of that stitch. And again, I lean to the left. And I do that just to make sure it stays consistent. If you are like up or down or right and you're not doing it the same way, it may not look the same. So I make sure that I'm always pulling towards the left side. But that's the stem stitch. We're going to go on to a fun stitch. This is the French knot. I love doing these. Make sure you knot the end of your embroidery thread. So we're going up for one, and now we're going to wrap it around our needle twice or 3 times. Depends on the project and how you want it to look. And then we're going to go back down in that same stitch right there and pull it through slowly and carefully. And as you're doing that, it is slowly creating a knot, which hence the name French knot. So play around with this and practice wrapping it around twice, 3 times. I've seen makers do 4 times, depending on what you want your knot to look like or what you're doing. If it's like the middle of a sunflower, or if it's like details on a shirt that you're embroidering. So they can be different sizes. So this is a great stitch to practice so you can see the sizes. It does get tangled sometimes when you're first doing it because you're trying to get used to making it a knot. And I found like I had to do this a couple times when I was starting because my knots weren't looking amazing. They were like big on one side and getting tangled. So this is a great stitch to practice and practicing the size and the texture. But I love this one. This is really my favorite. I love doing the French knot. So there you have it, 4 beginner embroidery stitches for you to start today. Very simple and easy. If you're interested in recreating any of the ones I've shown in this video, I've linked them down below. Have a look. Like and subscribe for more quick tutorials, and for free patterns, othcrochetnook.ca.